Hi kids, welcome back to the chess lesson. In today's game, we'll study defense. We'll see one of the games that the current Blitz world champion Magnus Carlsen played in December 2023. It is also interesting to see how creative um, Magnus is in the beginning of the game. So let's start um, with the game. So a6 is played here in this game. Now I know that most of you never saw this kind of move, but sometimes a very strong players they choose to play a move like a6. It happened in many grandmaster games. d4, and Magnus now plays e6. Another possible move here is b5. Well, bishop to d3 and d5. Now you can see we have a French defense here on the board, right? But it is interesting how Magnus plays this French defense. Look, he plays c5 and bishop d7. Well, you know that in French defense, the bishop is the worst piece, right? Because it is blocked with this pawn structure. So what Magnus wants to do is to bring the bishop to b5 and trade. Look, like this. He wants to trade that bishop. And that's why he played a6. Now, we are going to get into the middle game, right? And you will see the attack started on the black king, but Magnus defended very nicely. So look, of course, the knight on f5 is wonderful, right? The pressure on d4 is happening at the moment. So white tried to attack here, look, with the f4. Well, so the question is now, how do you defend yourself? Do you castle to the king side, right? Do you keep the king in the center of the board? What is a safer place, right? What do you do? Look how Magnus does it. He castled to the king side. And of course, the attack can happen here, right? With the rook on f3, rook h3. It is dangerous. He plays g6 to block that attack. And now look at this next move. He goes back to d8 with a queen, right? Now, what is the reason that he wants to go to d8? Well, we know that when there is an attack on a king's side, right, you have to do something on the queen side or in the center. And Magnus right now is counter-attacking in the center. So he's attacking this pawn on d4, and that's how he is going to defend himself. So actually what's going to happen is that this defense is going to become an attack on the white king. Now, white decided to sacrifice the rook. Probably this move is not the best one, but it is a dangerous move, right? So Magnus thought here for I saw the game live. He was just like looking at this position, and he calculated very quickly, and he just captured. And look, he goes back to g8. Of course, you cannot go to g7 because f6 and then queen h6, you're going to be checkmated. And f takes on g6, and now counter-attack starts. Queen d4 check. Of course, you have to stop this checkmate. So pawn takes on g6, right? Look, the counter attack is happening here on the f file. The black is rook up, check, and now the beautiful idea that Magnus played. He plays king g7, and then he goes to h6, and look at this defense. He goes to g5 with the king. So he figured out that the king on g5 is the safest, right? Because there are like after this block, there are no checks anymore. Well, we can learn a lot from the world champion. And after rook f8, now, of course, the counter attack is very strong. Black is a rook up, and the checkmate is maybe happening now against white king. Here, white resigned again because it's clear that after king h2, you can trade the queen. And of course, after you trade the queen, then it's easy to win. So let's see what are the most important moments of this game. First, pawn a6. Well, I am not suggesting you should play this move all the time, but sometimes you can be creative, you can be original, and you can try move like this in your own games, right? Especially if you want to surprise your opponent. Now, we also learned this marvelous idea of bishop b5, right? In a French defense, this bishop is very weak. So bishop b5 is excellent move because you want to trade the bishop. And then I think the important moment is this one here, right? The attack is happening and Magnus is pulling his queen all the way to d8. See, not to e7, but to d8, and he's creating the attack on the pawn on d4. So what do we know about the defense? When someone attacks you on the king side, you need to create a counter attack in the center or on the queen side. And that's very important that you remember. Rook h7. And of course, this idea of capturing king h7, right? Look, he just calculated and he figured out that he can run away with his king to the safety to g5, right? This is really beautiful, all the way to g5. And that's how he won the game. Hey kids, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and then I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.